Hello, my name is Sachi Kimura. I work for OAT Agrio, Japanese agrochemical company. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to make a presentation of new fungicide called Gaten, with flutarine as the active ingredient. Flutarine belongs to a new chemical group called cyanomethylene effective in controlling powdery mildew. Flutarine has a novel mode of action against powder mildew, which is classified under the flag code U13. No cross-resistance with other chemical classes. In the US, registration was changed from individual crops to crop groups and subgroups on January 13, 2020. Hops was also added. Details of this data expansion can be seen in blue. In Canada, flutarine is under evaluation. The anticipated registration is in 2021. The proposed crops are same as US, except apples and strawberries, which were submitted as an import tolerance. In EU, flutarine is approved Annex 1. Registered crops are grapes and flowers and ornamental plants. Gaten label in US. Active ingredient is flutarine. Formulation is MS5 concentrate containing 5% of AI. Actual use rate is planned to be 0.01 to 0.02 pound AI per acre, even though current level allow higher use rate for global purposes. Application regime is 3 to 5 times per season with a 7-day retreatment interval. PHI is 0 to 14 days. The registered crops were originally apple, cantaloupe, cherry, cucumber, grape, squash, and strawberry, which were all granted reduced risk status by the EPA. Eventually, there was a label expansion to the subgroups seen here. US label expansion from individual crops to crop groups and subgroups was approved on January 13, 2020. On cucurbit groups, some of the fruit subgroups and hops. The next label expansion are planned for the October 2020 and October 2021. Submission with IR4 and PMC joint projects. The current IR4 ongoing studies are including lettuce, peach, greenhouse cucumber, greenhouse tomato, and ornamentals. Additional current IR4 ongoing studies include greenhouse pepper and hops. Many of these studies are being done in cooperation with the PMC for Canadian registration. The hops works is being done in cooperation with PMC for Canadian registration, since hops are already registered in the US. Rosemary and sage efficacy studies are also being done. IR4 ongoing studies to be submitted when complete. The current PMC ongoing studies are included pepper and cucumber, hops, ornamentals, cherry, and greenhouse tomato. PMC ongoing studies will be submitted when complete with the earliest target of October 2022. Many are joint projects coordinated with IR4 as already mentioned. The anticipated use rate is 0.01 and 0.02 pound AI per acre, 3 to 4 applications with an interval of 7 days. A greenhouse tomato efficacy study was done in 2017. The Gaten formulation was applied at 2 rates, 4 times at 7 days intervals. As you can see from the results, the product performed very well against the competitor as it reduced leaf disease radius by 70 to 90% over the non-treated control and was similar to the standard up to 21 days after the last application. There was no difference between the 2 rates. Other efficacy studies being done in Canada include greenhouse pepper, tomato, cucumber, hops, ornamentals, and cherry. This shows field performance of Fruitani against powder mildew on grapes, conducted by IR4 in US. Fruitani shows excellent efficacy at low dose rate. This slide shows the efficacy of Fruitani against powder mildew on Chardonnay grape in the field. The test was conducted in Italy for applications targeted for every 10 days until color change. Assessment was determined at 11 or 10 days after the last application. Fruitani at low dose exhibits excellent efficacy. This picture shows the grapevine bunches comparing untreated and Fruitani 5 applications. This graph shows efficacy of Fruitani against powder mildew on yellow squash in the field. The test was conducted in North Carolina with 5 applications targeted for every 7 days. Assessment was determined at 7 days after the last application. Fruitani at low dose exhibits excellent efficacy. OAT investigated how long Fruitani protection will last after only one application. These pictures show results 25 days after application on squash. In the Fruitani treatment, the expansion regime was inhibited. Secondary infection was not observed. This is field performance of Fruitani against powder mildew on non-woody ornamentals conducted in EU. Fruitani shows good performance as same as standard. In summary, Fruitani has a novel mode of action and it exhibits excellent activity at very low dose. It also has been granted reduced risk classification in the US. This is all for my presentation. Thank you so much for your kind attention. If you have any question, please contact us later. Thank you.